Gene Hackman case, dog misidentified during investigation into actor, his wife's deaths. 1 week after Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy Arakawa and their dog were found dead in their New Mexico home, a pet care specialist confirmed that the deceased dog had been misidentified. Authorities are setting the record straight on an inaccuracy relating to Gene Hackman's death. 1 week after the two-time Oscar winner, 95, and his wife Betsy Arakawa, 65, were found dead in their New Mexico home alongside one of their dogs, a pet care specialist revealed that the deceased canine was misidentified at the scene. Authorities initially identified the pet, who was found in a kennel in a bathroom closet near Betsy's body, as a German Shepherd named Bear. However, according to a caretaker of the surviving dogs, Joey Padilla, it was actually their Australian Kelpie mix named Zinna that tragically passed away. Bear, on the other hand, that survived alongside their third dog, Nikita. During the time they spent together, the late dog was always attached to Betsy at the hip, and it was a beautiful relationship, Joey told CNN in an email statement March 4th. Zinna went from being a returned shelter dog to this incredible companion under Betsy's hand. As for what the sheriff's office had to say after authorities initially recorded the discovery of a deceased brown-in-color German Shepherd canine, spokesperson Denise Womack-Avila acknowledged the mistake, adding that it wasn't necessarily their area of expertise. "Our deputies," she said to USA Today, "they don't work with canines on a daily basis." But as authorities continue their active and ongoing investigation into what may have caused Gene and Betsy's tragic deaths, they've also run into a bit of trouble piecing together the exact sequence of events. "We're trying to put together a timeline when the decedents were last seen and were spoken to," Santa Fe County Sheriff Adam Mendoza recently told Savannah Guthrie on Today. "We understand that is a challenge because they were very private individuals and a private family. We're trying to put all that information together right now." However, authorities believe the two died nearly 2 weeks before being found, as Gene's pacemaker recorded his last event on February 17th. "There was no indication that anybody was moving about the house or doing anything different," Adam continued. "So it's very hard to determine if they both passed at the time or how close they passed together." And though much is left unknown, the French Connection actor's family, including his nephew Tim Hackman, is not jumping to any conclusions. "We're waiting on toxicology," Tim, the son of Gene's brother Richard Hackman, told Us Weekly. "That will tell us everything. It's hard to theorize. There are lots of theories out there, and I don't want to speculate. It's easy to speculate negative theories." In the meantime, many of Gene's former collaborators and friends have taken to social media to express their grief over the loss of the film legend. To see all the heartbreaking tributes, keep reading. "So sad to hear the news of the death of Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy," the couple wrote on their joint X account. "Hackman was a true genius of film who brought each and every character to life with power, authenticity, and star quality." The Castaway star also kept his tribute short and sweet, writing in a February 27 Instagram post alongside an old photo of the star, "There has never been a Gene Hackman type. There has only been Gene Hackman. Leslie Hackman and Annie Hackman. It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our father, Gene Hackman, and his wife Betsy, the actor's daughters, whom he shares with ex-Faye Maltese, and granddaughter wrote in a statement shared with E! News. He was loved and admired by millions around the world for his brilliant acting career, but to us, he was always just Dad and Grandpa. We will miss him sorely and are devastated by the loss." Francis Ford Coppola, the Megalopolis director who directed Gene in The Conversation, shared a touching tribute shortly after news of Gene's death broke. "The loss of a great artist, cause for both mourning and celebration," the director wrote on Instagram February 27th, alongside a photo of the pair. "Gene Hackman, a great actor, inspiring and magnificent in his work and complexity. I mourn his loss and celebrate his existence and contribution."
Viola Davis. The How to Get Away with Murder actress wrote a touching post directed at the actor himself. "Loved you in everything," Viola wrote in a February 27 Instagram post. "The Conversation, The French Connection, The Poseidon Adventure, Unforgiven, tough yet vulnerable. You were one of the greats. God bless those who loved you. Rest well, sir. Nathan Lane, getting to watch him up close, it was easy to see why he was one of our greatest. The Birdcage star told USA Today in a statement, "You could never catch him acting. Simple and true, thoughtful and soulful with just a hint of danger. He was as brilliant in comedy as he was in drama, and thankfully his film legacy will live on forever." He added, "It was a tremendous privilege to get to share the screen with him and remains one of my fondest memories. Rest in peace, Mr. Hackman." Hank Azaria. Comedian Hank Azaria, who also starred in The Birdcage alongside Gene, wrote a touching tribute. "It was an honor and an education working with Gene Hackman," he wrote on X, adding a few kind words from the film's director. Mike Nichols said of his genius character acting, "He always brought just enough of a different part of the real Gene to each role he played. Sending all my love to his family and friends." Pedro Pascal. The Last of Us star proved Gene's continued influence on Hollywood, sharing an old photo of the star on his Instagram story, writing, "My actual favorite." Michael Rosenbaum, the Smallville actor who shared the part of Lex Luthor with the Superman star, wrote to Instagram, "To my favorite Lex Luthor and one of the all-time greatest actors ever. R.I.P. Antonio Banderas." The Mask of Zorro star wrote in a post on X, "A very sad day for the cinema's family. Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa have passed away. My deepest condolences to friends, family, and cinema lovers." John Sims' sad news today. The Collateral star wrote in a tribute on Instagram, "You'd be hard-pressed to name a better screen actor than this man, because there isn't one. Perfection in every single role he played, a huge inspiration for me and for generations of actors. And he could do it all. He made the craft look effortless. A true artist." George Takei. The Star Trek alum commemorated his old peer with a heartfelt note to X. "Gene Hackman could play anyone, and you could feel a whole life behind it," George wrote. "He could be everyone and no one, a towering presence or an everyday Joe. That's how powerful an actor he was. He will be missed, but his world will live on forever." Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright, who directed Baby Driver and Last Night in Soho, shared a tribute to the late actor on X, writing, "The greatest. Cary Elwes, we have lost a true legend," the Princess Bride star wrote in a February 27 Instagram post. "The magnificent Gene Hackman has passed away, a man whose breadth of talent was immeasurable. Growing up on his movies was an absolute thrill for me." He continued to emphasize the impact of Gene's craft. "To observe his remarkable facility and humanity in every role was something to behold," he added. "Whatever film he was in, he made it better. A force of nature like no other, and as such, there will never be another like him. Our deepest condolences to his family, friends, and fans all over the world. Rest in absolute power, Gene."